Shalom. I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, and double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that taught us His word. I just want to talk about the truth and how this truth, sets you free in your mind, in your spirit. You know, because Jake is out here, lost. The only thing that's really going to cure Jake of his mental condition is this truth. Jake is bugged out. He's in every wayward doctrine under the sun. He's into the Kemet movement. He's into being a Muslim. They're trying to find out the way into Christianity, trying to figure it out. But the only way is through this truth. The only way to be set free is this truth, because we're still under, these mental shackles of being, in America. You still got to go to the enemy of the want of all things, the racism, and, everybody hating you, and Jake just really obtain the truth. But only like a small select group of people, the elect, is gonna, receive this truth and be set free in their minds of who they are as a people. And they're gonna hang on to it, they're gonna hang on to it to the very end. They're going to endure to the very end and be saved. The elect of the Most High. So, this truth is very important. Just the other day, I was at the grocery store, and you had this guy in there screaming about racism, how he felt it was racist that the guy asked him for his ID, because, if you want to buy alcohol, you have to show your ID to make sure that you're over the age of 21. And he felt that was racist, or some reason he went off. But if you're in this truth, racism isn't going to affect you like that. The word nigger isn't going to affect you the way it did once you were in the world, because you understand who you are, and you understand where you're going. So this truth definitely is going to make you free in your mind. It's only a matter of time to where the elect men are going to be free, physically, when they get beamed up in those ships. But yeah, this truth is very important, because it's good for your mental stability, and it's good for protection. That hedge around you. First scripture is Psalms 31:2. Bow down thine ear to me, deliver me speedily. Be thou my strong rock, for a house of defense to save me. Yeah, a strong rock is Yahushai, man. And you need to know his name. You need to know the Most High's name, Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai. And you got to know those names. That's part about being in this truth. It's those correct names, so that you can have that strong rock, and that Yahushai can be that house of defense unto you. For thou art my rock and my fortress. Therefore, thy name's sake, lead me and guide me. Yeah, Yahushai is going to guide you and help you walk in the correct steps, through the Spirit, Pull me out of the net that they have laid privily for me. For thou art my strength. Yeah, pull me out of the net that they have laid privately for me. Yeah, there's all types of nets that our enemies are putting in front of us. Mainly that main net, it says it's the mark of the beast, that New World Order system, but the Lord's going to pull us out of that net, the men of the Lord, the elect, so those men don't get caught up in, the time of Jacob's trouble that's coming, man. These different nets and these different snares. The scriptures talk about how the woman is a band of nets and snares. A woman will trap you up. This is the valley of the shadow of death out here, man. In this truth, this hedge about you, when you come into this truth, this hedge, it's going to protect you from all these nets and these snares and these darts of the devil, these darts of the wicked, man, that are aiming at you. You got to put on that armor of righteousness, Into thy hand I commit my spirit. Thou hast redeemed me, O Lord, power of truth. Yeah, you gotta commit your spirit unto the Most High, man. So thou hast redeemed me, O power of truth. Next scripture is Job 1:6. Now there was a day when the sons of the Most High came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. So yeah, they have counsel up in the heavens, all the angels, they have counsel with the Most High. And the Lord said unto Satan, Whence camest thou? And Satan answered the Lord and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth the Most High, and escheweth evil? And Satan answered the Lord and said, Doth Job fear the Most High for naught? Hast not thou made an hedge about him, and about his house, and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. So yeah, even so, when you come to this truth, there's a hedge about you where Satan can't really get with you, get at you. I mean, yeah, you're gonna go through your little trials and tribulations. You have your little afflictions, through the spirit, and your little tests and all that. But for the most part, that hedge about you, you can't really, get killed or any majorly thing bad will happen to you. That protection of being in this truth, walking in this valley of the shadow of death. There's no more death out here, man. This truth is that hedge about you, that protection. So I mean, this is going to that little wager that the Most High had with Satan. If Satan were to really mess with him and take everything from him, that Job would curse the Most High. So it was a little wager that they had. But the point was, there's a hedge about the men of the Lord, being in this truth. Next scripture is John 8:32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Free in your mind, man. Like I said, not every Israelite is going to wake up to this truth, man. And so it's a blessing to be truly, free in your mind, to know where you've been, to know who you are, and to know, where you're going. So yeah, you heard your teachers, and the teachers, taught you, the apostles of Great Millstone. Is Isaiah 30:20, and though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner any more, but thy eyes shall see thy teachers. And we have seen our teachers, during the early 2000, 2005, 2006, 2007 on YouTube, and we saw the apostles and the elders of GMS, breaking down the truth, breaking down this truth and giving you the truth of who we are as a people, Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. So our teachers weren't hid anymore, and we received this knowledge. And thy ears shall hear a word behind thee, saying, This is the way, walk ye in it. And ye turn to the right hand, and when ye turn to the left, that's the Spirit telling you that this is the way to go. This is the truth. When you heard the word, you've been growing up in the Christian church, the Baptist church, your entire life. It never really stuck with you. Your parents just made you go, but you believed in it because you have a zeal, but not according to knowledge. But it didn't really resonate with you. You didn't really stick with it. But bam, once you heard this truth on YouTube, the apostles and the elders, it hit you like a brick. That Spirit was telling you, this is the way to go. Walk ye in it. Yeah, but not every Jake is going to get this truth, This is Romans 11:7. That's why you got to really cherish it and take it very, very seriously. Romans 11:7. What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for. Yeah, Israel seeketh for something. They're seeking for the truth, but they get caught up in being a Muslim. They get caught up in Egyptology. They get caught up in Kemet. But the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. Yeah, the election. So yeah, man, you gotta praise Yahweh Bashem Yahushai every day for this truth and being in this truth and this knowledge. Because only the election have obtained it. Now the rest of the 2/3, they're gonna receive this truth, but when they do get it, when they do understand it, it's gonna be too late. This is Isaiah 6:9, and he said, "Go, tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make thy heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their ears, and hear with their ears. At least they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed." Yeah, Most High is saying, make your mind fat, make your ears heavy, and shut their eyes. So the Most High doesn't want 2/3 to get this truth. The Most High is not going to save all of Israel this time around. So it's a very serious thing, man. The Most High wants 2/3 of his people to receive that judgment. So he's purposely blocking, the rest of Israel from receiving this knowledge. So don't take it to heart when you get these scoffers. Don't take it to heart when someone doesn't get it. Your family members just can't seem to get it. You're out there on the streets teaching, people just can't seem to get it. They just laugh it off. Most High is purposely blinding them so that they can receive their judgment. That's also part of being in this truth, knowing that the Most High is blinding people. And then said I, Lord, how long? And he answered, until the cities be wasted without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly wasted. So at the very end, when the missiles are hidden, that's when they're going to realize that the men of the Lord, the prophets that you saw out there in the streets teaching, the prophets that you ridiculed and you harassed and scoffed at and laughed at, that they were actually telling the truth. But by then it's going to be too late. And this is the definition of Ichu back in Job, where Satan was saying that Job escheweth evil. The definition of that is the online etymology dictionary. It's to shun, avoid, dispense with. Shy, bashful, to avoid. So yeah, Job was a righteous man, and the Most High had that hedge around him. But with that, it's a blessing to be in this truth. Never take this truth for granted. It's a serious deal. And just endure unto the end. And with that, Shalom.